Weekend number 3, race number 5. I was gonna do 2 races today, only did 1 because it's like 91 degrees outside. It's Harbin Park, and there was a huge hill. I don't know, it was a big hill. Quite frankly, doing another 8 laps of it did not sound good. But I did okay. 14th overall in the 45, 55, 65 single speed, and 8th overall in the 40 plus. So I feel pretty good about that. Alright, I need to use the GPS, so more race updates later. First of all, I want people to note the artistic ability I have right here with the video camera with the sunburst up here. So just got done with Big Run, which I flatted out of last year, and I did not do well in the Pro 1-2 or 1-2-3. I was 13th out of 14 or something like that. But in the single speed, I was 3rd. I was on the podium, first time this year. And the single speed field was not small, but I chose a bigger gear. Stayed on it. Felt good. Tomorrow's Brookside. It's supposed to be rainy in one of my favorite courses. Alright, ciao.
So, like 2 hours ago finished.
Brookside, the OVCX.
The OVCX series.
Yeah. So I was 10th in the 40 plus and 10th in the 40 plus and 20th overall, which is not great. It's by far my worst OVCX race yet. And I'll tell you what happened. I mentally gave up at the start. And I'm ashamed and disappointed to say it. No, what happened was I pre-rode the course, because you should always pre-ride the course. Ask the doctor. The doctor will tell you, you always pre-ride the course. So I pre-rode the course, but it was raining. And despite what the kids may say, and you know who you are, kids, I don't have a fear of the mud. But, in fact, actually I enjoy being in the mud. I enjoy riding in the mud. What I don't enjoy, oh man, I hope I can get up to speed here. What I don't enjoy is doing like crazy ass like descents and stuff, like when it's tough doing it when it's not muddy, and then when it's muddy you just have no control. So what happened is I love Brookside, I love the course. They changed the course this year, and it was still awesome. I mean, it's just a great venue. Whoever does the promoting or does the course design does a great job. But there was this crazy, like you went up and down, like there was like a bowl, and you went up and down the side of this bowl, and there is 2 descents down that bowl where you went down as like a slalom, and then you made a 180. No, you didn't make a 180. I don't know. You did a bunch of crazy stuff. So anyways, the slalom downhill though, during the pre-ride, because you always pre-ride. It's a good thing to do is to pre-ride. I went down the slalom thing, and like this thing's, I don't know, it was just kind of intimidating to look at even. And I didn't crash, but I definitely didn't stop at the bottom and went right through the taper. And so before the race, I was like thinking, like, how am I going to get through there fast enough? Like, this is going to be a mess. Like, I don't even know if I can run down this thing instead of steep. And so, yeah, I just kind of decided I wasn't going to, like, even worry about fighting the first lap. And then, lo and behold, I didn't make a crucial calculation, which was it hadn't been raining for an hour and a half, and there had been like 2 races in the interim. So of course it was just beautifully tacky, so it was like never a problem, like at all. So yeah, after I put that together, after the first time going down the descent, and I was like 30-40 guys back. No, it probably wasn't. It was probably 30 guys back though. Just started riding. And so I've been doing this new thing. It's not new, but I've been really trying to do it and really concentrate on it. Oh shit, there's like a huge wreck here. Why does this road always have wrecks? I'll tell you why, because people drive too fast. But I've been doing this thing during the cross races where, like, sometimes I'll get, like, wrapped up in my head, like, is there somebody coming, and, like, how much effort do I have to put in to, like, stay in front of the person behind me, and can I catch that person, and, like, then it just seems like I just make a lot of mistakes. Like, I'm like, okay, I can catch this person, and then I'll go into a corner too hot. So what I've been doing instead this year, almost every single race, there's been a point where I've forced myself to think, like, don't worry about the placings at all, just ride the best race you can. And this isn't something new. I think I first started, like, somebody told me, Trebone said it. But basically, like, not even worrying about, like, where I am, just worry about going as fast as I can. And riding a good race. And so that I don't know. I mean, I picked up spots, obviously. It just is, it's disappointing because I haven't had that attitude yet this year of like, I'm just going to do this race. And that's kind of the way I started this race today. But, I don't know. Gave me confidence nonetheless. I did crash. And I'm assuming nothing's broken because I'm going to move my hand and stuff. But I just washed out like on a off camber. And then I would have picked up an extra spot. I was going to catch this dude. All I had to do was like make it through the barriers with him, and then I would have outsprinted him, no problem. I was coming up on him, and I overshot this turn and got into the tape, which is nothing new for me. The tape like wrapped around my my shifter and like slung the bars around and got my leg trapped. Like, I don't even know what was going on. It took me a couple minutes, or not a couple minutes. It took me a couple seconds to untangle myself. But it didn't cost me any positions, but I didn't gain a position. But I will tell you this, how much fun is this? I mean, that was awesome. I mean, it was some days I really feel like when I get in the car and I'm going to the race, or like when I'm sitting in the car, and like it was free, like I don't know, it was freezing to me today. It wasn't actually that cold, but when it's rainy and it's like 59 or something, it's like, it feels cold. And so I have these moments where it's like, I'm doing this right now for the sensation of being done. And every single time, man, racing across is fun. You get done, you feel good. Even when it's miserable, because you just went through something miserable. But today wasn't miserable. It was just, there was a moment where I should have got there earlier and ridden that hill a bunch of times. But I don't know if it would have mattered, because it was raining, like it was raining, and like, it was slick when it was raining. I don't know how I would have got down there. It would have been a disaster if it had been raining. I don't know, maybe it would have been, I don't know what I'm talking about. The point is, I'm not afraid of the mud, okay? Let's stop that rumor right now. This has been an ongoing rumor for years. There's movies made about this stuff, about my fear of mud. And now I'm just rolling in Indiana traffic. Bumper to bumper trucks, 60 miles an hour, raining. Yeah. But it's a good day. Alright, I'm actually want to shut this thing off, but I need to look up and I need to pay attention because of the traffic. Okay, here we go. Alright, as I'm driving home on this 4-hour drive, I'm thinking, I originally started this to talk about, to follow the season, but also talk about, training and balancing, training and racing and life and stuff. And I realized I haven't talked at all recently about what I've been doing for training now that the race season started. And the truth is, nothing. So the training program that I used, when I used it for racing the road, I would still do the group rides sometimes, like the midweek group rides. But really the goal was race hard on the weekends, recover, open up the legs the day before the race, and repeat. And then throughout 8 months, because that's how long, or 7, 8 months is how long the road season would be. I mean, you had to do some things in there, but pretty much once you got this 4-month training block done, which I did 5 months of training, you didn't do a whole lot. So I've kind of been taking that. One buddy of mine told me it's really hard to maintain fitness during the cross season. Another buddy of mine who's a little bit older told me, my age, you just need to recover. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been riding a couple days easy during the week, the day before the race, really 45 minutes on the trainer with some high speed spinning just to get the heart rate up and get the legs going. Now, that being said, I do notice that when I race 2 races on Saturday, the second race is always better. And usually on Sunday, although I don't feel good, like when I'm spinning around, my legs are pretty good in the race. I ran last week, just one day, and running's horrible. It just hurts. There's no coasting, there's no relaxing, there's no fun high-speed turns. I was sore afterwards, but I'll probably run again this week because this upcoming weekend, is Red Kite, and there's a lot of running in that. There's a lot of sand. A lot of sand. I love the sand. I love me some sand. I really do. I do like the sand. It's fun. You never know if you're going to make it. That's the fun part. There's always the element of surprise. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. So anyways, that's what I've been doing for training, is a whole lot of nothing. Really my biggest thing is trying to watch my weight, because I've been so hungry. I assume just because my metabolism's up from doing 5 months of crazy training. So I'm trying not to overeat. That's the main thing I'm doing for my training. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, I guess that's it. So, it's early in the season. I've only done 3 races. If history has told us anything, I definitely will drop in these rankings. But after 3 races, I'm in 4th place in this series. It's the OVCX series. And then if we look at the Cap City, now I did the spreadsheet myself, but I think I did it right. And yeah, I'm actually, I think, leading the single speed series. Now again, this is only after 3 races. There's best of 5, or best 5 out of 6 in this series. So I have a ways to go, but and the chances of me holding that, I think, are pretty low.